can, as often as you can. Keep this video ready to go. So really quick, if you want to take a look at the description box down below, there's an informed consent and release of liability. Once you've done that, we're ready to move. So the first thing I always recommend is anytime you can stand up, stand up. But for this video, we're just going to stay here at the desk. So like I said, if you're between calls or something and you just need a quick stretch, I want to show you a couple really good ones that you can do while still working. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to just when you're working at the computer, but you want to have your shoulders rolled up, back, and then down. Bring your chin back just a little bit, and that's going to be a neutral posture so that your ear is over your shoulder. Sitting up nice and straight. Hopefully you have a chair that has good lumbar support and a good ergonomic setup so that you can maintain this position while you're working, so that your hands are laying flat so they're not at an angle either way. Same with your mouse. And your monitor is at a level that you can see the top and read down without moving your neck around too much. Once you're in a good position, you're sitting up nice and tall, we're going to go ahead and start with just a nice little tricep stretch. Get that arm behind you, giving yourself a little pat on the back for a good day's work. If bringing your arm back to that point doesn't work for you today, that's totally fine. Just reach as far as you can. It's up to you to take it as far as you're comfortable and adding that extra arm for a little additional pull. When you find a spot that feels good, and by good, I mean a nice pull, it's not painful, and you're able to breathe, just take a few nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, and then we'll go ahead and switch sides. The stretch is elongating our tricep, which we do tend to keep long, so that's why I wanted to start here. When our elbows are bent, our tricep is long and stretched. So I want to work our way into this so that we're not going too far or too fast. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and release that. Let's go straight into the shoulder. This, again, is a position we tend to stay in with our shoulder being forward. So again, we're just going to ease into some of these stretches. Again, finding a place where you can breathe comfortably. Body. And when you're pulling your arm across your body, it's important to grab your upper arm or your forearm. But we want to avoid putting our hand directly on our elbow and pulling. Easy, comfortable stretch. This shouldn't feel like a big strain. If you do feel any pain at all, please stop immediately. We don't want to cause any pain or injury when we're stretching. Stretching is supposed to feel good. All right, from there, we're going to go into a chest stretch. So there's a few ways we can do this. I'm going to show you a couple different ways. So if you're able to turn into your chair in a direction that allows your arms to have space, you can reach your arms back behind you. Again, we're still standing up nice and tall. Just as far as you're comfortable. You should be feeling that right here. It kind of feels like it's your shoulder, but that's actually the top of our pectoral muscle in our chest that we're stretching. If that's too much, you can also use your desk. So you're going to put your hand kind of behind you. I'll sit back in my chair like a normal person. Put your hand back behind you and then twist away from the desk. And twisting far enough that you can feel that pull right here. You can do this on a wall. You can do this with any apparatus. You know, I have a hutch here. I could put my arm up here to get a higher stretch. whatever works for you, finding a place that feels the best for you and that you can hold comfortably and breathe through it. It's important to maintain your breathing while stretching. If you're holding your breath, you're not getting the oxygen and the blood and the nutrients to your muscles that you're stressing by doing these stretches. Big deep breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and release those arms. Take those shoulders back into that neutral position. We're sitting up nice and tall. From here, we're going to go into a little bit of a back stretch, a few back stretches actually. So first of all, make sure you have enough room so you don't smack your head, okay? I'm going to scoot back a little bit so I stay in frame here. And really, this is just simple. We're just going to fold ourselves forward onto our chest, but we want to make sure that we're maintaining a neutral spine in this process. So as you can tell, you can see the top of my head. So I didn't just let everything hang forward, because really your back's not doing that, your neck is doing that. And we'll do a neck stretch later. So I'm going to try to turn so you can see that I'm keeping my back nice and flat, and I'm not letting it round and drop. And once you pull your back straight like this, you should really feel this all of your sides here. Again, breathing easily through it, enjoying that stretch. From there, we're going to go ahead and twist to the side. Again, if this bothers you, if you have any back injuries, skip this one or do as any doctor would recommend for you. But if you have a healthy back that's maybe just a little bit tight, a little bit sore, we can safely do a little twist. So again, you're going to put your hand on your knee. You can use the arm of your chair, and we're just going to twist gently to the side. Now with this stretch, it's really easy to push so far that you end up holding your breath. You're actually squeezing the air, out of your lungs. So find a place where you can still. Nice deep breath in, exhale, slowly unwind yourself, and we're going to get the other side. Deep breath in, exhale, unwind. Perfect. While we have the room, I'm going to go ahead and have us go into a hip stretch. So we're going to cross one leg over our lap. And all I'm going to have you do is, if this is enough of a stretch, some of you might feel this in your hip right off the bat, and that's great. Hold it here. Maybe just put a little tiny lean forward into it, and you're going to feel this hip light up. So if you want to take it a little bit further, take this hand and push that knee down a little bit further, and then fold yourself forward, just like we did before, keeping that back nice and straight. You don't want to just collapse over, or we're not going to feel the stretches deeply. You can actually feel the difference if you just let yourself collapse forward and then straighten your back and push. You're going to feel a big difference in your hip. You can try it and see what you like. Hip, and you may notice that too with some of these stretches, that one side just feels easier than the other, and that's totally normal. Everybody has a dominant side. Everybody has a side that ends up getting a little bit tighter in those muscles and those joints. So just taking your time to breathe through this, and the more you keep doing this, the more you're going to even out your sides, along with exercising and more intensive stretching, maybe like yoga, but you can work on getting them more even. But don't be alarmed if you do feel a difference. Again, you can just lean into that and maybe start up high here. And as you're breathing through it, you feel like you can push a little bit further, a little bit further. You can stay in any of these stretches as long as you like. But when you're ready here, we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we will unwind our leg. Perfect. We're just going to do a couple of neck stretches and wrist stretches. And then hopefully this video will be a go-to for you for when you're at your desk and you need a reminder of some stretches you can do. So we're going to just drop our ear straight down to our shoulder. as far as you're comfortable. If you want, you can add your hand, but it's important to note here that we're not pulling our head down. We're literally, it's like adding a little 2-pound weight to the top of our head, just to give it a little extra assistance to get that stretch in the back of the neck here and getting that muscle as long as we can, but don't pull on your head, please. If you have any neck injuries and you need to skip this one, that's totally fine. Anything your doctor or physical therapist recommends is what you should be doing. We're going to go ahead and get the other side. Again, breathing through it. If you're pulling, you may find that your breathing becomes restricted or you're holding your breath, and we want to make sure that your body's getting all the oxygen it can. So any place that you can breathe comfortably. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and tilt our chin up towards the ceiling, letting our head drop. Again, the shoulders are still in that rolled back position. We're still sitting up tall, so our spine is nice and neutral until we extend our neck back. Easy breathing, counting ceiling tiles. And from there, you can go ahead and tuck the chin down. Perfect. And our last stretch, we're just going to get our wrists really quickly. So I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see. I'm just pulling my fingertips back, and you feel that all along the bottom of your forearm here. This one probably isn't as intense as some of the neck or the hip stretches, so find a place that works for you that doesn't cause any pain. If you have any carpal tunnel or any other wrist issues, this might be a little painful. So again, just ease up or skip this one if it doesn't work for you. Again, stretching is supposed to feel good. We're not trying to cause any pain here. So find the best place for you. And we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Even if you break this video up into, muscle groups, so maybe you just do a few wrist exercises or you do a neck exercise. I'm not folding my hand down. These are quick and easy that you can incorporate throughout your day with relative ease. You just need to have just enough space to back away from your desk so that you don't hit your knee or hit your head on anything, and you have room to move your arms a little bit. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser. I hope you're able to keep this video on standby and reference these stretches whenever you feel like you're getting a little stiff, a little sore. Remember to keep those shoulders rolled back, sitting up nice and tall. Try to maintain that as long as you can throughout the day. And if you find that you're struggling to maintain that posture, that might be a perfect time to take a break. Stand up, move around if you need to. If you have to stay at the desk, try to do some of these stretches. Again, my name is Andi. I'm coming at you from the Tempe site, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.